It will remain as the national stadium. It'd be a shame if it didn't.
I think it's always nice to play at the headquarters of the Football Association. I agree with Alex McLeish, who earlier said that because the stadium was in such a bad state, that it was pretty difficult for our supporters.
But mind you, I mean, looking at the pictures here, Frank, it does really look in gorgeous condition, doesn't it? You get no idea of what the facilities are like behind the scenes when you look at that turf and that arena.
Yeah, I think that's what it is. It looks great from up here, and you've got a great view. But for the actual supporters, the stadium is a little bit behind the other major stadiums in Britain. And that's unfortunate, because the Scottish crowd deserve better than that, because they do get behind the team, and they want success for the team as much as the team themselves.
Well, it's good for British football, so we wish the Scots all the best tonight at Hampden Park. England, Republic of Ireland coming up at 10 o'clock, but right now we're off to Hampden to join our commentary team, Andy Gray and Jock Brown. Jock, good evening to you.
Good evening, Richard. Yes, you've come just in time for the Bulgarian national anthem. Inside the stadium to appreciate the anthem. Some very tense looking faces though among these visiting players. So reception now awaited for the Flowers Corner. Bologna in Italy. It was released in November. He's now trying to make a career with Wolves in England. The goalkeeper is the skipper, Borislav Mikhailov from Belenenses in Portugal. He was banned for life in 1985 and then reprieved by the Bulgarian Football Association. And the goalkeeper involved in a very unseemly skirmish in a cup tie. That's what caused the suspension. The centre forward, Penef, is a man with explosive pace, and he caused lots of problems for Scotland in Sofia. Well, the referee has been here before. That's Erik Fredriksson from Sweden, and he refereed the match between these two countries here at Hampden in 1986 in what was Andy Roxburgh's first match in charge of Scotland. So the two countries have not met very often, and that's very interesting to see that Scotland have never lost. 2 wins and 2 draws in these 4 internationals. The big shock, of course, in 1987, when the goal by Gary Mackay sent the Republic of Ireland through to the European Championship finals at the expense of the Bulgarians. So Scotland displaying their brand new strip this evening, a controversial one, and certainly a throwback to earlier years with these long baggy shorts. Jim McInally and Brian McClare waiting for the signal to start this White and Mackay international. And referee Fredriksson gives the all clear, and the Scottish team settling down straight away with McClare going through the middle with McCoist, and Jury operating wide in the left, going across now. Their number 11, Gordon Jury, going across to a central position, and Brian McClare has now in fact dropped back into the midfield role, supporting McCoist and Jury. Jim McInally will have a key role in that midfield area.
Yes, that midfield area is going to be crucial tonight for Scotland, and Boris Malpass is going to play a big part in that. Although wearing the number 3, I think he will be asked to patrol up and down the left side as much as possible and get forward. I'd personally like to see Scotland really put the Bulgarian team under pressure early on, Jock. Not only for their own good, but to get this crowd behind them and really lift them.
So the clearance from Mikhailov, won by McInally. An early pass from McStay, designed to release Malpass. Pushing forward as expected by Andy Gray. And he's forced that clearance to give the throw to Scotland. So plenty of movement there from Jury and McClare. So it's McClare again forced to backtrack there as the clearance was made by Barakov. Breaking now on the right is Serakov, beaten to the ball by McLeish, who wasn't too pleased with the late challenge from Serakov. So first touch for Andy Gorham in his very spectacular new goalkeeping rig-out. Get into the play. Here's McCoist. Sent spinning there inside the penalty area, and referee Fredriksson points calmly for a goal kick. Well, that was a controversial moment.
Controversial, but I think he's first touch. The ball is too far away, and all Ivanov has done is just used his strength. I think hoping for a little bit too much, looking for a penalty there. No surprise to me that the referee wouldn't entertain it.
Well, Trifon Ivanov has that marking role in McCoist, who plays for Real Betis in Spain. There's McLeish at the back. Well, McLeish and Richard Gough making up a central defensive partnership, which is very much in form, playing for their clubs. There's Dave McPherson. McCoist challenging Iliev. Headed away there by Ivanov. He's gone for a throw. Gordon Jury may well take this. He is capable of throwing the ball a long way into the penalty box. Scotland not sending forward either Richard Gough or Alec McLeish. I'm sure they will come up for corner kicks, but Dave McPherson has gone to provide a target inside the penalty box. McLeish arriving late now, or Gough rather arriving late. There's Malpass. Boris Malpass in his 41st international, still looking for his first goal.
There would be no finer time to get it, would there, in an international like this? But I expect to see Boris Malpass up there at the edge of the box, looking for any chance like that to come his way.
McStay challenging in midfield. There's Kostadinov. Kostadinov again. Split away by McLeish, wearing an unfamiliar number 6 for Scotland. Jury well beaten in the air by Ivanov. That's Goff, and now McLeish. Just 3 men left at the back for Scotland: McLeish, Goff and McPherson. Headed away by Ivanov, getting above Gordon Jury, but the Bulgarian defender has been penalised. Clearly not entirely happy about that decision.
It's a decision that could have gone either way as well, because if you watch Gordon Jury's backing in there, I think he makes a fair attempt, in my opinion, to go for the ball. Scotland a bit fortunately to get a free kick.
Well, perhaps a harsh decision that on Ivanov. Missed the match in Sofia. Scotland have worked very hard on set pieces at training. We'll see the fruits of the labours now. Strachan orchestrating. Gordon Jury may use his power shooting. Blair leaves it. There's Jury with a shot. He really does hit the ball with tremendous power, Gordon Jury, and it was nudged to the side of the wall to make the target.
Yeah, he's got tremendous power on either foot. He has to adjust here, but does it very well. Shows quick feet. And Mikhailov not troubled at all. It was interesting to see in that free kick situation, Jock, that Alec McLeish, who I would have thought would have been basically breaking his neck to get up there and try and close uproar, didn't go up at all, but stayed right back in defence.
Some hard work there for McStay. That's brilliant play, winning the ball from Barakov. Now he has Malpass on the left. Jury provides an option ahead. It's towards McCoist. The marker was Iliev. Tall, rangy central defender. He's winning his 34th cap tonight. Jury has found space at the edge of the box. Closed down very well by Dotchev. This is McPherson, and now Strachan. For McStay. Through the gap it goes. McPherson was flagged offside. Well, enterprising play by the Hearts defender, Dave McPherson.
I'd like to see this again, Jock. There's not much in this one, and it's good to see people like David McPherson not just content to play it from the back, but looking to get up there inside the opponent's penalty area. Certainly a promising start. When you look how close it is here, he delays. There's not a lot in that. Very late flagging as well from the linesman.
Dotchev with a long pass back. Well, the Bulgarians appear to be quite content to settle in inside their own half, although they have deployed 3 men up front. So they are showing some odd signs of ambition. Also a packed defence. Ivanov had to be strong as McCoy's challenged. Here's McInally, and now Malpass. Jury making another good run. Tackle came from Ivanov. It was a fine one at that. Barakov hustled out of this by McStay. There's Strachan. Tried to release McClare. Well, the Scots required to beware the explosive pace up front of Kostadinov, number 7, and Penev, number 9. McPherson closed down there by Penev. Played away by Iliev. Now settled down to a marking role on McCoist. Jury again looking for the long throw. Richard Goff has gone forward. So Gordon Jury will take this throw now for Scotland. Here's Strachan returning the pass, and it's gone out for the throw to Bulgaria, just beside their own penalty box. Kiryakov will take this, the blonde, number 4. So we understand you've lost the picture for the moment. So we'll continue in sound only. It's the Bulgarians in possession on the halfway line. And vision has returned, I understand. So Dotchev playing it through, and the player in possession now is Yordanov. It's a great chance for Bulgaria. Brilliant play by Yordanov. And the man from Sporting Gijón in Spain passes up what might turn out to be the best chance of the match.
It's certainly a wonderful opportunity and a real let-off for Scotland. because as they've come in here, the Ordinovs look to play the 1-2 at the edge of the box. He's got it back, and you think that's got goal written all over it. But he makes Andy Goram's job very easy, not having to deal with anything. But just a sample, if Scotland needed it, of what this Bulgarian side are capable of.
Yes, indeed, a timely reminder for the Scots about the vigilance required in defence. Jordanov too, by no means an inexperienced player. It's his 31st international, 27 years old. So there's Dotchev now with the throw. Headed by Malpass. There's Paul McStay, and now McInally. A tackle from the rear by Dotchev on Jury, penalised by the referee. A free kick to Scotland, and the big men going forward.
And I think they're shown already, the Bulgarians, that they're not going to take any prisoners in their own half. Any time played up to a front man, they'll be quite happy to take them down and stop the play.
But Dotchev got there just in time to nudge the ball away from Brian McClare. McPherson again in the 6-yard box for Jury's throw. A long throw into the danger area. The snap chance there was for McCoy. Now Strachan. Here's McPherson. Jury available on the left. Plenty of players forward for Scotland. Well won by Iliev. And Malpass missed that challenge. Scotland are exposed again for this very quick break. Kostadinov has electric pace. Ushered wide there by McLeish. No one coming in the far post for Bulgaria. It's a let-off once again for Scotland. Jury doing some good work at the back. Well, the pace there of Kostadinov really caused problems to the Scottish defence.
Yes, I think it's all fair and well, Scotland looking for goals, Jock, but you do think they've got to be really cautious at the back and can't afford to throw men forward at this stage of the game and risk losing a goal. It would be catastrophic if they did so. The Bulgarians have shown already what quality they have got.
Paul McStay slipping there under pressure from Barakov, and the free kick goes to Bulgaria. Two Bulgarians rolling around there. Gordon Strachan very upset about the play acting. He has tried to pick up that Bulgarian player. It was Barakov lunging in there. McStay guilty of the push and going for the ball again with Kostadinov. Kostadinov was the player Strachan tried to pick up.
And I think you could see from the replay why. I mean, Paul McStay's made virtually no contact with Kostadinov at all, and yet he's writhing about the ground. And Gordon Strachan incensed about that. I think we're used to that from, the European sides that come and play in Britain.
So Iliev playing the long ball forward. Goff's header. Not much chance for Strachan there. Clearance by McPherson. Well, the Bulgarians taking heart from those two fine attacking moves. Kiryakov. There's the throw. Very happy to receive possession. The left back position, Kiryakov. That pass goes astray thanks to the efforts of McStay, and Jury is caught well offside. There could be no argument about that. Swedish linesman reacting to Jury.
Yes, he's a little bit unlucky. The ball just needed to be released a little bit early. But it's one of those situations where Gordon Jury really got to bend his run really slightly, because Bulgaria are always looking to push up and catch them offside.
Here's Jury. The first touch let him down. Allowed Ivanov to make that tackle. The clearance turned away there by McLeish from Kostadinov. Here's Dotchev. There's no offside. Peneff's in the clear. McPherson goes across. Played in the middle there for Barakov. Well, the ball bounced awkwardly as it reached Barakov. Otherwise, Scotland were surely in trouble.
Well, caught well and truly here as Peneff goes through. Dave McPherson actually plays them onside. And this again is a glorious chance from Barakov. You do feel if his first touch should have been better, then Scotland would certainly have been punished. But they're growing in confidence by the minute, Bulgaria.
Tackle there came from Goff, and the referee has given a throw to Scotland. The Bulgarians thought they should have had a free kick for that challenge on Peneff. It's Malpass coming forward. There are signals coming from the Scottish bench below us. The Scotland number 2, Craig Brown, has been signalling to the Scottish defence to maintain their shape with just 3 at the back, at least for the moment. So the Scots showing some faith in the tactical decisions taken before the match, despite those fine attacking moves from Bulgaria. Here's McInally. Now McLeish. Well, a very ambitious ball, trying to find Malpass on the left. Alec McLeish signalled an apology to his teammate.
Just a little thing about the 3 at the back, Jock. I think that's quite right to keep the 3 at the back. What I don't want to see in that case is Dave McPherson charging up the right wing. Because if Scotland are going to play 3 at the back, then they really do need to keep one as a spare man in a sweeper type situation, because the pace of the Bulgarians and a 1-against-1 situation would be frightening. What's happening at the moment is Dave McPherson's been dragged wide out to the right back position, and really Scotland are playing man for man at the back, and that's sheer folly against a team of this pace.
So Kostadinov, Penev and Balakov at the moment playing up front, supported by Sarakov. That should make the Bulgarians a little bit light in midfield, but there's no evidence of that at this stage in the match. Malpass with the throw. Here's McClure. Timing the pass well for Malpass. McInally couldn't reach that, but Big Stay is in position. Looking for Strachan on the right. Well, a hurried clearance there by Ivanov, treating Gordon Jury with great respect. So McPherson and Goff this time make their way forward. McLeish staying at the back. Jury's throw. Well won by Iliev. McStay getting a call to retain possession, playing that through from McCoy. It's great play from McStay. The clearance came from Ivanov. Well, what magnificent play that was from Paul McStay when he appeared to be off balance.
Yes, it's the kind of stuff we're going to need from Paul McStay tonight if we're going to break this defence down. And really McCoy's very close, but that is a magnificent saving tackle from Ivanov.
Scotland have a free kick. Joyce going down, challenged by Dotchev. Free kick for Scotland. The skipper, Mikhailov, organising his 2 defenders for a wall. Jury and Strachan calling the shots from the set pieces. Goff has stayed forward with McPherson. Strachan whipping the ball in low. McInally. McClure trying to turn. And McStay trying to loft one in, and Mikhailov appeared to misjudge the flight of the ball. It was dropping just under the crossbar, and the goalkeeper took no chances.
Well, it's quite right. I mean, this is a good example of, you think it looks an easy one, you think it's going to come and catch it, but you don't take any chances when you're in goals of dropping anything.
A very experienced international player as Strachan takes this corner, helped on there by Jury, and no one at the corner of the 6-yard box for Scotland. A very dangerous ball played across there by Jury. McLeish showing very good quick feet in that tight situation. The player couldn't control it though. There's Penev turning into McLeish, dragging the ball out for a Scotland throw. There's Penev, who plays for Valencia in Spain. So most of these Bulgarian players playing their football out of their home country. It's made life difficult for Ivan Vutsov, their manager. Cross comes Ivanov, taking no chances.
All he's got now, Jock, are the same type of problems that most of Western Europe's had for a long time. But I'm sure he will also feel that by his players playing out of Bulgaria, that they'll be learning and become better players for it.
It's well brought down by McInally. Strachan's layoff was intended for McPherson, has been caught upfield again. Strachan has gone racing back to defend as Kostadinov breaks on the left. McPherson now back to make a challenge, helped by McInally. Back here with Yordanov. Patient play again from the Bulgarians. They are so efficient in possession. Vizhenkov. Back with Kriakov. Good hustling play though by the Scots to win possession back. There's McInally releasing the early ball for McCoys. Playing the ball too far ahead. Well, the closing down abilities of Jim McInally in this sort of situation could prove to be crucial for Scotland. The Bulgarians, though, for the moment enjoying a lot of possession. Space here on the right for Yordanov. Running into McClair, supported by Dotchev. The fullback who normally likes to make those quick overlapping runs. Penef playing the ball inside. Balakov away from McInally and McStay. That's great play from the Bulgarians. Here's Balakov again. That's help on the outside from Yankov. The header there by Balakov. Well, it was a brilliant build-up by the Bulgarians. You cannot deny the quality of their play from midfield.
Well, there's certainly the qualities, and no doubt. And again, this is another chance. And really, he doesn't really head it the way he should. But I mean, the quality of the movement off the ball, Jock, has been breathtaking at times. And really, at the moment, Scotland haven't got to grips with it at all. Every time they play the ball, they're moving again. They're never standing still. And really, you have to admire the way they're playing.
So an offside flag halting the progress of Ali McCoist for Scotland. Well, clear signs in the opening 20 minutes, despite the blank score sheet, clear signs that the Bulgarians are a major test. Yordanov being hustled from the rear unfairly by Malpass as far as the referee is concerned. A free kick taken quickly by the Bulgarians, for Dotchev sending it through, and it's Paul McStay back helping in defence. McStay and McInally, the two linchpins in the Scottish midfield. Ivanov appeared to call there to Kriakov to leave that. Free kick given against Dave McPherson. Well, it looked as though Scotland may have had an opportunity there, but the whistle going very swiftly. Very experienced referee. He's been at 3 World Cup finals in a row. Eric Fredriksson was in Spain, Mexico, and then Italy. So the Scottish fans have been silenced somewhat by the superb play from the Bulgarians. They realise this could be a long, difficult match for the Scots. Maybe mindful, though, of the fact that in the opening half hour in the match here against Romania, Scotland looked to be a poor second best, but they grew in strength as the game wore on. The Scottish fans will be hoping that remains the same. Well, another problem I understand you're having with another loss of vision, so we'll continue in sound only as the Bulgarians have a free kick midway inside their own half in the right back position. Serakov looking for some treatment. The referee will not allow it, but the free kick is not being taken, and the referee will have to be mindful, I think, of all the time taken by the Bulgarians. Whenever any tackle is made, they go down and look for treatment. So the free kick about to be taken by Yordanov. It's just about 15 yards inside the Bulgarian half on the near side, the Bulgarian right. Yordanov has possession, taking the ball short from Dotchev. Still midway inside his own half, turning away from Gordon Jury, showing immense confidence in possession. Now Iliev has possession at the edge of the Bulgarian penalty box, strolling forward. Yordanov makes himself available, sidesteps McInally, comes forward to the halfway line. Serakov has the ball just inside the Scottish half, over on the left. Looking up, stalled by Strachan. Still Serakov. Well, vision, I understand, has been returned to you, so you've missed some very good play again from the Bulgarians, and Andy Goram had to show his quickness off the mark to get to that ahead of Penef.
Well, we felt it, certainly I felt at the beginning of the game, Jock, that it would be Scotland that would be the ones that would be pushing forward, and that Bulgaria would be just quite content to soak up pressure and catch him on the break. But at the moment, it's Bulgaria who are dictating and looking to come forward, and it's really Scotland who are playing on the break.
It really is a fascinating struggle developing out there. A tactical battle, and the Bulgarians proving themselves to be first-class opponents for the Scots. Now possible to see how they manage that 3-0 victory in Bucharest against Romania. Serakov, one of their top players, conceding that throw to Scotland. So Malpass with the throw. Goff offers himself inside. Here's Malpass once again. Played in early by Malpass. Headed away by Ivanov. It could have gone easily to Mikhailov, but there was no call from the goalkeeper, it would appear. McPherson quick to the ball. There's Paul McStay, couldn't get that beyond Yordanov. Barakov, very skillful with that left foot, but hustled out of that by McClare and McInally. Here's Gordon Strachan. Well, the pass is going astray from Strachan this evening. And the free kick has been given against Richard Goff for a late tackle there on Serakov. Watching his right shin, it's Kostalinov, in fact, who's on the ground. Well, he and Serakov have both been guilty of rolling around after tackles. This time the referee is allowing treatment for the Bulgarian.
It's actually no surprise that they're caught as often, Jock, because they are so quick when the ball's played up to them. They're thinking about what they're doing all the time, and they're ready to get off and move. And that's part of the reason they're getting caught. If you watch it, he's on his way, he's playing it, and he's moving. And, I mean, at times like that, it's just the pace of them that's just catching out the Scottish defenders.
So the match will be restarted with a free kick, and there are instructions again coming from Craig Brown on the Scottish bench. It looks as though they've tinkered with the formation to cope with this excellent opening burst by Bulgaria. It's Gordon Jury who's being waved to the left flank, and Brian McClare has been pushed forward to join Ali McCoist. It looks as though Scotland may well be reverting to a more orthodox 4-4-2 to cope with the Bulgarian attacks. So here's Kiryakov, wearing 4, playing at left back for Bulgaria. The tackle from the rear by McPherson on Penev results in another free kick.
I think Dave McPherson actually has got a case for just winning the ball there. He did take the man as well, but certainly won the ball.
Ivanov has gone forward into the penalty area for Bulgaria for this free kick. There's number 3, Ivanov. Played in by Barakov. Malpass did well. Now Strachan. Releasing the early ball towards McCoist. He's beaten to that by Iliev. Well, trying very hard to hold this Bulgarian defence together, and he's been successful so far. Iliev, released by Bologna in November. So Scotland now with a back 4 of McPherson, Goff, McLeish and Malpass. In midfield, Strachan, McInally, McStay and Jury, and up front McCoist with McClare. Well, Richard Goff had a quick look to the side there to see where Penev was before he played the header back to Gorham. There's been a foul committed by Penev on Gorham, leaning into the goalkeeper. Here's McClare in his new role, trying to link with McCoist. Even off with the clearance, and he stayed down after the challenge from McCoist. There's Malpass. McCoist, even off, got straight back onto his feet whenever the ball came forward again. Headed away by Yordanov. Here's Dochev. Given no time there by McCoist, and a very clumsy challenge there by Jury. Well, Yordanov with a few words for the Chelsea player.
Yes, it's what you would call a typical striker's challenge, isn't it, as he comes. Yordanov just tricks him. Gordon Jury's very late there. No surprise that Yordanov is as angry at him as he was then.
So Yordanov playing it across to Kiryakov, winning his 19th cap tonight. This is Paul McStay. McCoist has found space. He has McClare wide on the right. Strachan goes past him on the outside. Attempted cross there from McClair. It's back now with McInally. Forced to turn back. Person has McLeish making an angle to his left. That's into space for McClair. A fine ball from McLeish. Iliev read it well though. There's Gordon Strachan going in. Winning that from Kryakov, but unable to keep the ball in play. The Bulgarians thought that Strachan showed his studs to Kryakov, and in European terms, Andy, that's usually a free kick.
Yeah, but little Gordon would need to get his feet up pretty high to be classed as a foul, isn't it? The size of him.
Playing with lots of energy, despite advancing football years. From Strachan, there's Sirakov clashing with McPherson, who wants to take the throw quickly. But the throw is a Bulgarian one. The Scottish fans don't agree. And the referee again pulling play back. So a free kick to Scotland, which will be taken by Dave McPherson. Gough has gone forward. Played in by McPherson. Gough challenging, appeared to be impeded before the ball arrived. Jury using his pace to get away from Dotchev. Powerful play there by Jury, leading into the fullback. No space at all to use, and Jury could make progress. This is Yordanov once again. Well, the pass finds Balakov. The timing there by Kostadinov just a little bit out. The flag was up for offside.
But once again, though, they've got right into the heart of the Scotland defence rather easily. And this is very close again. You see, Dave McPherson at the top of the screen could possibly have been level, but Scotland got the benefit of the doubt there. It's a worrying time for Scotland like this, Jock, when they're getting at the defence so easily and getting through it.
Battling play there by McCoist. Winning possession for Scotland. Well, the Scottish strikers really are putting themselves about to try to get some possession. And it's volleyed towards the crossbar by McClair. Apologising now to Ali McCoist, who was waiting in the 6-yard box. A fleeting opportunity here for Scotland.
Yes, and chances have been few and far between, and Brian McClair will be a little bit disappointed he hasn't managed to pull that back. And there you see at the back post, Ali McCoist coming in totally unmarked.
Even off as the Bulgarian player limping, walking out of the penalty area just a second ago. McPherson turning it all the way back to Andy Gorham, but must be a subject of some concern to the Scottish management, to the fact that they're really good creative players. Gordon Strachan and Paul McStay have not really been able to make an impression on the proceedings so far. Here a chance over Strachan. Now pass. Jury hugging the left touchline. Wants to have a run at Dotchev perhaps. Kryakov coming in behind Iliev for the clearing header. A little bit of casualness creeping into the Bulgarians defensively. It's a better tackle by Dotchev. The locomotive Sofia, fullback, winning his 21st cap. Throw will be given to the Bulgarians. A foul throw against Gordon Jury. Taken from the wrong place, I think. That's the decision of the referee.
I think what he's saying, Jock, is he took it from too far away from the touchline.
It's a very experienced Swedish official. Foul against Sirakov. Here's Paul McStay driving forward. Malpass again available on the left. He was closed down quickly by Dotchev. Well, Scotland now trying to pick up the pace, looking for a breakthrough. Richard Gough is in the penalty box. Jostling and battling. In came McStay. Scotland a little bit exposed now at the back, but only Kostadinov is forward for Bulgaria. Stopped by Alec McLeish, and Jury taking no chances with that long pass back. He certainly has been involved in the play a great deal so far, Gordon Jury.
Well, he's been more involved certainly since he moved to this left side, and it's benefited Scotland slightly. They look to have more shape about them now, Jock, and they're starting to gain in a little bit more confidence themselves.
Strachan doing some roving. Appear to be fouled from the rear there. The free kick's been given. Ivanov looking disbelievingly towards the referee.
Well, he's using his experience, Gordon Strachan here. It's not a free kick, no doubt about it. But what you've got to do as well is make the most of those situations. If people are coming in behind you, is to take the free kick, try and cause them some problems, because it certainly looks that way, it may take a free kick to break through this defence.
Well, the free kick will require to be retaken. The referee suggesting the ball was in motion, but in reality the wall was about 3 yards away.
It was never that far away, Jack.
Led in again by Strachan towards the near post area. No Scottish runner though going for the ball. Ivanov had a clear header. Here's Jury again. Well, there's no surprise about this long throw now. Won by Penef. Here's Jordanov, tackled well by McPherson. Here's Jury, sending in the early cross. And Mikhailov impeded by his own player. It was a misunderstanding involving Ali McCoy at the edge of the box there. There's McPherson. McCoy's layoff. Strachan with a return ball towards Jury. A handball was used. There was a hand used. And he's given this free kick outside the box. Well, I'll be very surprised if it doesn't prove to be inside.
Well, I think you might be right, Jock. He's been annoyed a few Scottish supporters so far, but as the ball comes in, we can see, yes, it is outside the box. The referee's right there.
Yes, confirmed to be a good decision by Erik Fredriksson. It looks as though the yellow card is coming out for Balakov for preventing the free kick being taken. That's a great opportunity for Scotland, and they've been doing so much work in training on these positions. We'll look for Gordon Jury or Brian McClair with this.
This is where it's important that they do hit the target and make the goalkeeper save it.
Well, Jury, I think, looking for some swerve on that ball. Certainly got it wide of the wall, but there was no bend in the shot.
Well, he'll be disappointed, Gordon Jury, with that. As I said, the one thing you want to do from 18, 19 yards is to get it on target and make him save it. Gordon Jury didn't do that. But it's certainly been a better 5 minutes for Scotland, Jock. The changes that they've made from the touchline certainly seem to have worked for them a little bit. And they've stemmed the flow of the Bulgarian attacks, and now beginning to influence the game themselves.
McStay combining that with Strachan. That's the kind of creative play the Scots are looking for. Here's Strachan again. That's fine play. Jury on the left. Tackled well by Dotchev in the act of shooting. An important challenge that by Pavel Dotchev, 25-year-old Bulgarian fullback.
The pure difference being now, Jock, is that Scotland are now dictating the pace of the game, whereas early on it was the Bulgarians, and Gordon Jury again getting involved in it, and that's promising, because I tell you, he's good enough that one of these are going to drop to him, and the young lad will punish him.
That good little burst from the Scots, bringing some vocal support from the terraces. Zarakov cut off there by McLeish. Here's Yankov. Penef. Here to be fouled by McStay. Yes, the whistle has gone. Paul McStay battling to become much more involved in the game in the creative sense. Kiriakov playing it forward. The head flick on from Penef. There was no support for the Bulgarians in the middle. And that was played across by Kostadinov. Plays for Porto in Portugal. So here's McLeish for Scotland, the skipper. Looking for McClair. Here's Jury picking up the loose pass, but returning it, and there's a good challenge there by McStay to win possession. Here's Malpass. Jury racing forward again on the left, looking for the chance to send over the cross. He's managed that. Ivanov was there. Ivanov once again. Up goes McStay. Clumsy tangle in mid-air, Sirakov and McLeish. Here's McPherson. You have to be careful with Kostadinov closing in. That's good play by Dave McPherson. Header by Iliev. Well, with the Scots reverting to a four-man defence, it's allowed Gordon Strachan, it would appear, Andy, to play much further forward and not be too concerned about any defensive duties.
Well, he was certainly worried about Balakov early on, little Gordon Strachan. But not only that, the two players he mentioned that weren't getting involved, Paul McStay and Gordon Strachan, constructively. Well, really, Paul McStay's taken the game by the scruff of the neck and has really got himself involved. The rest of the Scotland side have sparked from that.
Jury with a return pass for Paul McStay. So McStay with a throw, anxious to get on with things. Here's Gordon Strachan. Well, there appeared to be nowhere to go there, but he still managed to engineer a throw for Scotland, Strachan. Jury once again. The ball reaching Brian McClair. Well, that was a fleeting chance for McClair. He'll be clearly disappointed with that.
Yes, he will be. It's the importance of a good first touch. I would normally have expected him to touch and shoot. But what he's done, he's let it get away from him. He'll be disappointed with that. But again, the Bulgarians have gone down, playing for a little bit of time. Sirikov this time, going down as if he's been felled with a sledgehammer. Quite incredible.
Well, trying to persuade the referee he really is in pain. Another Bulgarian who plays his football in Spain. He's being invited to leave the field if he's not fit to continue. No attention being allowed on the field. Well, he's been an outstanding player for Bulgaria for some time. And he's been yellow carded by the referee. Reacts to that with a contemptuous looking smile. So the corner kick will now be taken by Strachan. Bulgarians with 10 men for the moment. McPherson balked in his run there by Penev. McPherson makes the tackle. He's held off there by Penev, but the referee saw nothing wrong with the Bulgarians' activities there. So just 4 minutes remaining in what has been an intriguing first half. The Bulgarians showing a lot of class, great technique and passing ability, but sadly also showing the less attractive side of the nature, as exemplified there by Sirakov. Now back on the field, running without the trace of a limp. Malpass playing it into space. Jordanov and McInally clashing.
Much better though, Jock, this from Scotland the last 15 minutes. They've put them under pressure. They've not allowed the Bulgarians to play, and they've benefited from it. I always think that Scotland is a national side, a much better side when they put some pace into their game, and they play the whole game quicker, and the Bulgarians haven't enjoyed it at all, and have been less impressive the quicker that Scotland have got to them and put them under pressure.
Played long forward by Jury. That's won by Ivanov, who's been very good in the air for Bulgaria at the back, along with Iliev. There's Strachan. Superb play again. Swept deep there by McCoy for Malpass. This is Alec McLeish. The Scots looking much more comfortable in their 4-4-2 formation. Jury being challenged by Totchev. Pass came from McClair. The interception, a good one from Jordanov, who's been very heavily involved in that midfield battle for Bulgaria. Jury running at Totchev. A well-timed challenge by the fullback. He hasn't had too many chances to come forward, Totchev. Back facing this throw from Jury. Came all the way through. The header is blocked there by Mikhailov. Still no joy for the Scots. It was Brian McClair who was denied in the end.
Well, they've persisted with a long throw and they've very nearly benefited. It's a good header for Brian McClair, but that's sheer instinct from Mikhailov, and he gets the rub of the green when it bounces off the top of the bar.
Still the pressure on the Bulgarian defence. Strachan's corner. McStay managing to force the ball forward, but the Scots had to come out of the penalty box with the Bulgarian defenders to avoid being offside. This is Dotchev.
That would have been a wonderful time to have got a goal, wouldn't it, Jock, for Scotland? A minute to go to half-time. And to be fair, they've been playing well enough to suggest that they can break this defence down.
Here's the chance again. Here's McCoist looking up. Tried to find McClair inside the 6-yard box, but that needed some height, I think, the pass.
Well, it was a bit like threading a needle, Jock. He needed to be very precise. Wasn't much room for him to find Brian McClair at all.
Strachan playing it back towards McStay, who appeared to take his eye off that. Now a chance for the Bulgarians on the break. Here's Kostadinov with his tremendous pace. Met superbly by Malpass. Such a competent, organised and disciplined defender. Here's Penev. There will be some time to add on, perhaps, at the end of this first half in view of the stoppages inspired by the Bulgarians staying down frequently whenever they take a knock. Here's Jury. Being given a lot of space to come forward now. Going to take on Dotchev, perhaps. Coming inside him. Angling in the cross, and the snap header came from McCoist. Not a bad one at all. It certainly has been a good first half for McCoist.
Yes, and they're getting more and more joy with Gordon Jury down the left side. He's been involved in almost everything, and he's looked very, very promising.
Well, Mikhailov not taking this goal kick. Gordon Jury has become something of a key man wide on the left for Scotland. McLeish coming for this, telling Jim McInally to leave it to him. The layoff there came from the header from McCoist. Never stopped running from the opening whistle, Ali McCoist. And the Scots getting closer and closer to opening the scoring, but they'll have no further opportunity in a first half which opened with the Bulgarians in very impressive form. Yordanov missing the best chance of the first half early on, and then Brian McClair heading against the crossbar just before half-time for Scotland, with the Scots much more in evidence as the first half wore on. It's been intriguing fair at Hampden, and at half-time it's Scotland 0, Bulgaria 0.
Welcome back. No goals at Hampden Park. Frank Stapleton, quickly, what do you make of it so far?
Well, I think the Scots started off very strugglingly. Really, they didn't enforce themselves on the game as expected. Really, I felt they were lucky to be in the game. And then come the last 20 minutes of the first half, imposed himself on the game and deserved really to go in to be ahead of half-time. But for the early stages, they just went up to scratch.
Very nearly were ahead at half-time. We'll have a look at the McClair chance in a moment. But Andy Gray with the injection of the pace and the movement of Jury to that left flank, it's Scotland's match at the moment.
Yeah, I mean, as we said, Scotland really were out of it early on, Richard, and were showing signs of crumbling at one point, but certainly have forced their way back into the game. The changes that they made from the side made a big, big difference, pushing Gordon Jury wide onto the left, and that has made Scotland a far, far better formation. They look more stable with it, and have really improved as the first half has gone on.
Andy, stay with us. Frank, we're going to have a look at some action from the first half. The Yordanov chance, you'd have loved that, wouldn't you?
Well, really, for an international player, he should have finished this off. It's a great one too. Fella gets in behind, and now he keeps his head down and scores. All he's got to do is hit the target, and really from that distance, I think he should have scored.
And a chance not too long afterwards for Balakov, Andy. Lovely skills in the centre of the park here. I don't think you can hear us, Frank. It was a favourite movement of yours, wasn't it?
Yeah, I think the player again should, if he gets the ball on target, it's a goal, but it's hit him on the shoulder rather than the head. Now, it's again bad finishing, and Scotland were lucky to get away with both those chances.
It was at that stage that the Bulgarians really were pinging the ball around, weren't they? And Scotland were having real problems at that time.
I think they were finding the centre of the Scottish defence. They couldn't cope with the pace of the Bulgarians on the break. And as I said beforehand, I felt that if they didn't keep it tight at the back, it was going to be a problem.
Andy Gray, you were absolutely right. Pubs and clubs in Scotland will be full tonight. Screams of penalty, but a handball offence outside the box. Let's confirm that.
Yes, I don't think there was no doubt in my mind. I know Jock Brown got a little bit carried away there with that situation. It was only showing his colours, Richard. complaints about that referee's decision there.
Let's have a look at it again. We've got it from another angle just to be absolutely certain.
Well, I think we can see it again. It's a lot closer. No doubt in my mind. The referee's not brilliantly positioned. One must see it as it comes up. But he's positioned well enough to suggest that he's 2 paces outside the penalty box.
And Brian McClare, very briefly, a chance, Frank, that maybe he should have scored with as half-time approached.
I don't really think so. I think the ball, it comes through a melee of players there, it catches everybody off. But I think it's the actual bounce that stops him from getting the momentum and the direction he wants. The keeper done well to actually get that over the bar. He could have put it in the net.
Well, no goals at the moment at Hampden Park. The second half, live, comes next. Stay with us. Welcome back. 1 or 2 pieces of information quickly. Northern Ireland got done today, 4-1 by Yugoslavia. Belgium-Wales, it's 1-1. The whole of England's match against the Republic coming up at 10 o'clock tonight. Back to Hampden Park for the second half, live against Bulgaria. Andy Gray, are you still with us?
I am still here, Richard.
Andy, a word about those shorts. They are out of order. You started playing in shorts like that. What on earth is happening in the game?
I did actually start playing. I'm quite happy to see them back, Richard. I used to always pull mine down as far as I could to get them down at the knees. Now you don't have to do that. I should have think looked quite good.
Ask Gordon Strachan later what he thinks. You've got some match facts for us, haven't you?
Yes, we have. It was interesting that Bulgaria is starting so well. And if you look at the match facts, it's actually Scotland that have taken over. And 3 shots in target, 3 corners. The Bulgarians yet to force a corner. I think that just shows how much Scotland have dominated, and certainly the second period of the first half.
So, from here on in, keep it quick.
Well, from here on in, I'm hoping for good things, Richard. I think that Andy Roxburgh will be very positive in the dressing room just now and encouraging them to go on and on and on and try and get a goal. The one thing he will be adding caution about is getting caught. I think Frank Stapleton's right. They've got to watch for getting caught for pace. If they manage to defend well, I think they can get one.
OK, Frank Stapleton, quick word.
Well, I agree totally with Andy here. If Scotland keep it tight at the back and make sure they don't concede any goals, they can go on and win the match. But if they let the Bulgarians in once, they'll just close up shop and that'll be the end of it, and Scotland will be pounding a brick wall all night. But I think Scotland have got the momentum from the end of the first half, and I think that they'll go ahead and win this match.
Let's hope they can turn that momentum into goals. Let's go back to our commentary team, Andy Gray and rather excited, Jock Brown.
Thank you, Richard. Yes, the Scottish supporters giving a good reception to the Scots as they reappeared for the second half. A very important second period at that. A victory in this match would put Scotland in a virtually unassailable position at the top of this group for the European Championship finals. And that is well understood by these players. Gordon Strachan had an improving first half. As the game went on, he got better and better. And Brian McClare also reacted well to the tactical switch, pushing him up alongside Ali McCoist. So referee Eric Fredriksson checks with his linesman and allows the Bulgarians to get the second half underway, and the Scots appear to be persisting with the formation which served them much better in the late stages of the first half, with a 4-4-2 formation at that stage. So it will be interesting to see what other adjustments may be considered by the Scots, because it was very much a tactical battle for the opening 20 minutes or so, and it was one which the Bulgarians appeared to be winning until the changes came from the Scottish management. And here's Richard Gough with the first free kick of the second half, looking there for Jury. Headed away firmly though in that defensive position by Ivanov. Malpass judged that well, allowing the ball to go for the Scottish throw. Well, the Scots will be looking for a quicker start to the match than they had in the first half. They had lost the initiative for a spell in the opening 15 to 20 minutes, but they regained that towards half-time. McPherson under pressure there from Peneth. Strachan trying to steal the ball away. The linesman giving help belatedly to the referee and indicating a Bulgarian throw.
In many ways, Jock, it's a pity that half-time came when it did, because sometimes it can just stop the momentum. I'm anxious to see that Scotland do pick up the tempo right away and continue to put Bulgaria under pressure and cause them the problems.
So the two number 10s clash there. Sirakov penalised for the foul on McStay. Nish looking for Jury with that long ball again. The header finds McCoy, steers McClare. Header away by Kiriakov. Beautifully brought down by Strachan. Looking for support inside. And McPherson very quick to make that challenge on Penev. The Bulgarians were looking to settle as they did in the first half. Get their passing movements together again from midfield. There's Penev. Getting support from Yordanov. Through the middle is Kostadinov, and the pace of Goff is enough to get there ahead of the Bulgarian striker. And a clear push there on Goff by Kostadinov. So Goff there showing his confidence in possession, looking to make a pass, and then bundled from the rear by Kostadinov. There's McLeish winning possession, but it's Richard Goff who's been penalised for the challenge on Penev. He's a very powerful, quick striker, Penev. So the Bulgarians in no great hurry once again to get on with things. They look as though they may be not at all displeased to leave here with a point. And yet, when they make those fast breaks from defence, they do carry lots of menace. So respect shown here for the shooting ability of Yordanov and of Iliev. The Scottish wall lined up. Yordanov will make the strike. Deceiving the Scottish players with that ball to the outside. Yordanov looking for Totchev. It's hustled all the way by Gordon Strachan. Curie back helping in defence also. Penev was a powerful figure, holding off these challenges to win the throw for Bulgaria. Here's Yankov coming from that holding position deep in midfield, which he's been occupying for much of the game for Bulgaria. Played across by Ivanov to Kiriakov. This is Barakov, that educated left foot, but nowhere to go going inside. Still battling hard though. Strachan bundled from the back by Yankov. The referee content to give the throw to Scotland. No room to breathe for these midfield players at the moment. Tackle from Kiriakov, and space here for Yordanov. Serakov touching the ball beyond Goff, but McPherson comes in behind. Well, he's played a number of matches for Scotland at right back, played McPherson, notably in the World Cup. The aerial view of Hampden Park, with a healthy crowd inside tonight, after all the controversy about the National Stadium. And a lot of supporters expressing their displeasure about coming to the old stadium. But it's signs of the olden days. And that encouragement coming from Scotland's excellent start in the European Championships, which they are determined to maintain tonight.
What they've got to be careful about, Jock, as the second half goes on and progresses, if we don't manage to break through and get the goal, is not to take chances at the back and throw men forward foolishly, looking for a goal and then concede one. Because at the end of the day, if it was to finish all square, it certainly would not be a disaster for Scotland.
That long ball from Goff, allowing McClare to break on the right. That's asking rather a lot of Gordon Strachan. Kiriakov made a good challenge. He's a bustling, quick fullback. A handball decision given against Kiriakov. Well, no, he's given it against Dave McPherson. Well, certainly appeared to hit the hand of the Bulgarian defender.
I think we'd have to agree with you there. I'm not too sure how we could have thought that Dave McPherson could have handled it from there.
So Yankov plays it across to the far side, and it's with Totchev. Plenty of movement ahead from the Bulgarians. That pass was intended for Kostadinov. Switch now to the right flank, which he occupies normally for Porto.
It's a funny formation they play, actually, Jock, up front. They use Penev, Konstantinov, Balakov and Sirakov as a 4 really. 2 up front and 2 just behind. And they're not too particular who takes what position. And they basically say to them, you're our 4 attacking players. You will score any goals that we need. And the other 6 outfield players basically concentrate on defending, which is why Scotland are finding it difficult to break them down.
So a free kick given against Iliev. That's a challenge on McCoist. That's a free kick which Strachan will take. Across the far post it goes, and no Scottish player in position for that. Richard Gough having a long, lingering look at Gordon Strachan there. Sirakov dropping off deep once again. And Mikhailov had that outstanding save of the first half to deny Brian McClare, parrying the ball into the crossbar from the header. So the Scottish supporters chanting now for a goal. Well, there's no denying the effort put into this match by the Scottish players. But against a very efficient Bulgarian side, very difficult to create clear-cut chances. That's good play again from Bulgaria. Balakov breaking away there from Strachan. Well, looking up and miscuing the pass in the end. It was Sirakov, I think, who was the target. Balakov offers the apology. Plays for Sporting Lisbon in Portugal.
It certainly looks like it's the Bulgarian coach, Ivan Vistov, who has actually been the one who's had stern words with these players at half-time, Jock, because they've come back out and they've basically started the second half the way they started the first. Very confident, knocking the ball about. Scotland have just got to pick up the tempo again.
And they have to face this attack from the Bulgarians with Kostadinov now switched across to the left, testing McPherson. And a little bit of help coming in there from Gordon Strachan. It will be a corner kick, though, I think, for the Bulgarians. And now make this the first corner kick of the match for Bulgaria. Kostadinov's pace causing the problem on the flank. The Bulgarians have now decided who should take this corner kick. A little bit of a debate before Balakov was nominated. Iliev is a major threat inside the box for Bulgaria. Goram going to make a clean catch. He hasn't had a great deal to do this evening, Andy Goram, but that's the kind of catch which inspires confidence in his defensive teammates.
It's the kind of catch as a team defending a corner you want your goalkeeper to do. You want him to come out into that 6-yard box. You want him to take it. You want him to take it clean and set you on the attack. That's exactly what he did.
14th international for Andy Goram. So long in the shadow of Jim Leighton. Now the undisputed number 1. Here's a chance for Scotland coming forward again. Malpass playing it in. Won by Ivanov at the expense of a corner kick. Well, he's been very good in the air, Ivanov, the Bulgarian central defender. There's the view from right behind the goal, the Bulgarian goal. Strachan's corner kick, helped on by McPherson, didn't get quite enough on that. It's out to McInally. In goes Gough, marked by Sirakov. With a long clearance retrieved here by Maurice Malpass. The marking again by the Bulgarians in midfield, very tight indeed. The Scots not able to use Paul McStay too often from the back. Such has been the marking. That pass eludes Brian McClare.
The previous corner, though, Jock, the best one that Scotland have delivered in the whole match. Beautifully flighted into the near post, and big Davy McPherson will be really disappointed he didn't get anything on that. You know, you work very hard in the training ground to produce one as perfect as Gordon Strachan done there, as Gordon Strachan did there, and he'll really be disappointed he didn't take advantage of it.
Gordon Dury closing his man down to concede a goal kick to Bulgaria. Well, this White and Mackay international balanced very finely indeed at this stage.
And as the half goes on, Jock, we'll see more and more of this. The Bulgarians will take longer and longer to take free kicks, throw-ins, goal kicks. It's all part and parcel of it, I'm afraid.
There's Malpass getting a call from his skipper, Alec McLeish. Paul McStay going deep to take possession. Well, probably the player the Scots want to have possession most in the centre of the midfield. Gordon Strachan hustled out of that by Balakov. Bit of pushing by Balakov. It runs into McLeish. Jury comes back to pick it up for Scotland. There's Strachan helping it on for McStay. This is McClare, supported well by McPherson. Good play this from the Scots. Jury coming all the way over to link with the Scottish midfield. They're forced to turn that out, but the Scottish supporters appreciating that. A little bit of flowing play from the Scots. Kiriakov tackling hard. Clearance still goes straight to Strachan. Here's Strachan again, making for the byline. Well, he had one early opportunity to send over the cross, Strachan. Didn't take it, and then had to make that recovery tackle. Well, breathing heavily for the moment, Gordon Strachan, as you might expect in view of all the work he's put into this game tonight.
I think not only that, Jock, it's one of the things that Andy Roxburgh was worried about, and that the wee man there was asked to play 4 games last week. That was Saturday, Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday. And at 34, no matter how fit you are, then it is physically exhausting, that.
Gorham going for the long ball from hand. Well, this has been mopped up for the most part by the Bulgarian defenders, perhaps with the exception of the ones played to the flank towards Jury. Well, scrambled out for the throw to Scotland again. It's a frustrating time for the Scots. The Bulgarians looking so well organised in defence, determined in midfield. Done away by Yordanov from Malpass. Jury with a throw. There's McInally. He's in trouble there. Challenged by Serakov. Police did well. McStay to Strachan. Careless layoff though. Strachan goes through Tree-Bizerra. Played into space behind Malpass. Kostarinov couldn't reach it in time. There have been a number of unforced errors by the Scots in midfield, which you wouldn't normally expect, and perhaps the effect of those recent tough matches for men like Gordon Strachan and Paul McStay could offer some explanation. Penneff trying to get away from McPherson. His determination won the day. Kiriakov hooking the ball back inside. McPherson and Penneff clash again. The referee allows play to continue once but not twice. Well, Penneff certainly likes to put himself about.
I think they all have, Jock, and they all do. They're known as a physical side, and Penneff, not happy with just with David McPherson, decided to take out Alan McCoist as well, just to make sure.
The ball played cleverly there off the shins of Strachan for a throw to Bulgaria right at the corner flag. Brian McClare ensures the ball can't go to the goalkeeper. McCoist heading it inside. There's McClare. McCoist again. Now Strachan looking for support inside. Gets it from Jury. A fine shooting chance for Gordon Jury. Beautifully created by the Scots.
Well, I did say that if he continues to get chances, he may well put one in. And he's getting closer and closer. He couldn't have hit that much better. And I think had it been on target, then Mikhailov would have been struggling to keep it out.
Yes, the goalkeeper certainly appeared to be beaten by that effort from Jury. So getting closer and closer, as Andy Ray was saying. Still no breakthrough for the Scots. Some fine work there in the flank involving McCoist, McClare and Strachan to set up that chance. So half an hour left. No scoring here at Hampden. Tremendous effort being made by the Scots to change that, but they have to defend again, and Andy Gorham judged that well. Good understanding there shown with Richard Gough. Could so easily have been disastrous for the Scottish defence.
Well, it's almost always a potentially disastrous situation when defender and goalkeeper are that close together, but experience showing through.
There's Kiriakov, Yordanov, Iliev, Dotchev. Yordanov with a long pass, which is cut off easily by Strachan. Trying to angle the pass towards McCoist. Ball goes behind McStay. Strachan picks it up again. Dave McPherson calls for the ball. coming from that deep position on the right. In goes Jury, beating the ball back to the F. Stolen away from Jordanov by McStay. Setting up Malpass, making now for the byline. And the referee's given the goal kick. There was some very cool, effective defending there. Yankov doing a superb piece of defensive work as Malpass trying to take him on towards the byline.
But again, Scotland look better when they put some pace into their game, when they're quick at it. And this is very, very cool defending.
Yankov doing some good work. CSKA Sofia is his club. A new international, just his fourth match. McLeish winning that comfortably in the air. There's McCoist setting that up for McClare. An awkward one for Dotchev. He did well to lean in there with a header though. Played quickly towards McClare. Dotchev did just enough, nudging that away from the Scottish striker. This is where the Bulgarians are so effective. Balakov breaking away there from McStay. Hustled now by McAnally. Serakov on the right this time, faced by McAnally and Malpass, the Dundee United pairing. Trying a delicate ball into that area on the corner of the 6-yard box for Balakov. Such a fine player, Serakov.
It's quite incredible, though, Jock, when they're attacking like that. They just leave the four up front. They don't try and back them up from midfield. They don't send any other defenders really forward to back them up. This is what I say. It's as if they say to them, you four are our best chance. You get us a goal. If Scotland keep an eye on those four, then you really can't see them scoring. But they've just got to be very careful.
Here's Paul McStay. I'd like to have used Strachan, but he was so closely marked by Balakov. That was impossible. There's McLeish looking for Jury with a high ball. It's well won for McAnally. Even off, given no peace by McAnally, but the result is a goal kick to Bulgaria. Well, are there any changes, Andy, you would contemplate for the Scots to change the pattern?
Well, they've certainly got options, haven't they, with McAllister, Collins and Robertson in the squad. And I just wonder, with John Robertson, who is in a good vein of goal-scoring form with Hearts, if Andy Robertson is looking to make the breakthrough, then it just might be that he is the man they call upon, just to try and get that vital goal.
Just getting away from McLeish. There's Kostarinov. McLeish retrieves the situation for Scotland. Oh, that's brilliant play, and a trip adjudged by Jury. Well, I reckon Serakov was lucky at that time. Great skill shown.
Wonderful skill and great ability, but I think Gordon Jury's got a case. You see, he trips over the ball. Gordon Jury must have invisible legs if he can pull him down like that.
So a moment of anxiety for the Scottish defence as they face this free kick. Ivanov has gone forward, policed by McPherson. Played in by Jordanov. Malpass getting up well. So too was McClare. Well, the long-range effort from Yankov, posing no problems for Andy Gorham. Hasn't had to produce too many heroics tonight, Gorham.
No, he's just to be alive and alert at his job. And as it comes out to Yankov, you don't expect him to be scoring past Andy Gorham from here, Jock. But it's one of those that can end up in the top corner. But fortunately for Scotland, it sails well over.
Strachan, the supporting player, set up there by McClare for McCoist, and he's brought to the ground there outside the penalty area. Ivanov looks towards the referee, but the whistle has gone all right.
And it's a good piece of interplay, though, that gets them in that situation. Ali McCoist learning a little bit from the Bulgarians. They're making the most of it, but getting the free kick.
Well, now the Scots have been, as we've been saying, getting closer with every goal attempt. Could this be the one to offer the breakthrough? Strachan again with Jury and McClare. Stay hugging the right, and the referee's not at all happy that the Scots are taking so long about this. The wall will have to be moved back somewhat. Strachan wants to take over. Well, there is no way in the world in which that is 10 yards, but the referee's trying to correct that now without the help of Strachan. Set up for McClair. Well, he struck that firmly enough, but the wall didn't flinch, and an offside decision against McCoist, who was slow coming back. Well, some variety offered. Gordon Jury's been the player with a strike earlier on in the match, but that time Brian McClair was given the chance. McCoist looking for space in behind the Bulgarian defence. The header by McLeish. Striking at full stretch. Here's Balakov. He's away from McInally, but not from McStay. Jury doing some good work coming back to help in a defensive sense. This is Malpass. He's looking for McCoy through the middle. Jury snapping there at the heels of Yankov.
Just looking at the subs again, Jock, thinking about what Scotland might do to change things a little bit. I think the option of Gary McAllister is one to look at. I think if Scotland have lacked something from the middle of midfield, although both Paul McStay and McInally have played very, very well indeed, has been getting in contact with the front two and in and around the box. Now that's something that Gary McAllister does very, very well at Leeds. And it may be that he looks to say, maybe Jim McInally, to say, well, you've won a wonderful job, Jim, but we want to win this game, so we may change it.
They're playing out wide for Jury. A good touch at the first place would have made a big difference there for Jury. McInally trying to keep the ball in play. A little bit of magic there from Strachan with a dummy which released McClair. But the chance for Jury was lost with his first touch. Headed away by Yankov. So we're midway through the second half, 3/4 of the match gone. So we're at a stage when fitness and stamina may be important. Bulgaria is restarting their season, and the Scots getting towards the end of a very difficult, lengthy involvement in domestic football. Malpass is header. Jury trying to come back to remain onside. Here's McInally under this with Malpass beaten to the ball. Header by Dotchev will give the throw to Scotland once again. Still no sign of activity on the Scottish bench. The substitutes, to remind you: Campbell Money in goal, Gary Gillespie, Gary McAllister, John Collins and John Robertson. The other ball played in by McCoist. He's looking for McClair. It was the only Scottish player in the box at that point. Here's Paul McStay. Had to play that very quickly. Malpass with the header. There's McStay again, always trying to bring the ball down, play it on the ground. Well, McPherson left that to Gough, and for one split second it looked as though Gough didn't realise that. Well, the understanding paid off though in the end. McPherson, a Rangers player until 1987, the same year in which Gough went to Ibrox. Gough nudging that back towards McLeish. Here's Malpass. Now Jury trying to play up the line for McCoist. Jury trying to get some forward support from his teammates, waving the midfield forward. Dotchev will take this throw. Gough nodding it down for Malpass, but it's away for the throw, and you always have this concern about the Bulgarians when they come forward as they are now. McInally thumping the ball out of play, but we've seen the passing ability and the technique of the Bulgarians when they sweep from a midfield position into attack. Play with control and pace. Balakov playing it back. Well, that's coming to no harm for the Bulgarians. Kyriakov on his own to pick up the loose ball. Faced now by Strachan. Tackle came from McClair. This is McPherson. Well, no one at all over on the far side. It was a rather hopeful ball that by McPherson. Stay doing good work, helped by McInally. Chase is on here for McCoist. The covering player was Iliev. So assured at the back for Bulgaria. This is Penev. Taking the ball wide. Strachan is mindful of the presence of Kyriakov at left back. Sirakov been allowed to turn. Malpass getting up well. This is Jury. Well, he handled that situation very well indeed. It looked for a moment as though he was in some kind of trouble, Gordon Jury.
It's very much a stalemate job for Scotland. I find it very difficult now to create chances at all. And it's a time like this at international level that you do feel that if they're going to win the game, or really want to win the game, that Andy Roxburgh's going to look to have to change it.
Paul McStay trying to force the ball wide. Strachan won't reach that in time. Paul McStay winning his 52nd cap tonight. Just 26 years old. What a difficult season he's had. There's so much domestic football.
He's played well tonight, Paul McStay. He's had a very, very industrious game. He's looked to try and play, and I think he's had one of his better games tonight.
Kiriakov's header. Space for Sarakov. Well, and that been taken on the run by Kostadinov. There would have been an opening for the Bulgarians. Kostadinov, a major threat, along with Penev up front, supported by Sarakov. There's Malpass. Well, that ball seems to be too long in the air for McClair. He did well enough to return his marker, and this is McCoy taking on Iliev, trying the early cross. Well, talking of industry, McCoy has offered that aplenty tonight. Well, that's good play again from Jury. McPherson at the far corner of the box, playing it in. That appeared to be a push from the rear. Brian McClair bumped from the back as that ball came in from McPherson. No question of the referee being interested.
That's a great run from Gordon Jury, and McPherson does the right thing and knocks it back. And I think he is bumped. I mean, it's one of those spectacular ones. You just hope he catches it right. Unfortunately, he doesn't.
Here's Kostadinov. He's got support in the middle. Sarakov's header. Oh, Strachan with the instant layoff. Here's Goff with a chance to break. Goff being tempted to go forward to support this move as Strachan is brought down by Penev.
I think this is what Bulgaria will be doing from now on, Jock. They'll just want, every time Scotland get it, they'll be quite happy to bring the game to a halt.
Even off turning that behind for a corner kick. Good strong play that by McCoy, going to the flank. So another corner kick. Gordon Jury coming across. Well, the Scots had a chance when Dave McPherson got on the end of the Strachan corner from the left of the near post. And it's McPherson again inside the 6-yard box for this corner from Jury. Mikhailov making a confident, comfortable catch. Well, the last time these sides met at Hampden in 1986, the score was 0-0. Just a little over a quarter of an hour left for that to change. McStay's pass is a brilliant one. This is McClair. He needs support though. Done away by Iliev for the corner, and that might be just as much as McClair could have hoped for. He was released by that majestic pass from McStay, but without any support at that particular point. So Strachan again going across to take the in-swinger. The post ball is played in. Too high though for McClair in that area. Here's Jim McInally using McLeish behind him. That's aimed for Richard Goff. Well judged in the air and brought down by McClair. McCoy's challenging. Sarakov goes back, uses Kiriakov. Well, that's fine play by Kiriakov. An opening presenting itself to Bulgaria. Space now on the right with 15 minutes left. And superb running there by Gordon Jury. That was a very important piece of defensive play. And you have to say, Andy, that if any one particular Scot deserves great credit tonight, it's Gordon Jury.
Yes, it's a position where you need to your players to be able to do that, to be committed enough to track back players like that into defensive areas. Whereas a striker, he doesn't really want to go, but he realises it's part of his job, and he's been doing that all night.
Yes, he's done well both in attack and in defence. Here's Barakov. He was well read by Strachan. He wasn't in any way fortunate, though, the way the ball struck him. Played forward by Ivanov. Barakov laid it off to Kiriakov, and he overshoots his strikers with that long ball forward. Andy Gorham offered the chance to play the ball short to Goff. The Scots trying the build-up right from the back. Thurston offers himself to receive the pass. But in the end, it's still a high ball down through the middle. And that has cut much ice so far with the Bulgarian defence. There's Penev. Being hounded now by McStay. The ball was carried over by Penev. It's a throw to Scotland. The linesman's flag up very swiftly down below us. Penev has worked hard for Bulgaria tonight. Here's McStay. Getting help from McInally. Back now with Goff. McLeish has Malpass offering himself on the left touchline, but he prefers to try to find Jury. Came off Dotchev. Well, that appeared to be a nudge on McCoist. Well, the decision goes Scotland's way. Ivanov, with a rueful smile, trying to explain himself to the referee. It's a throw which has been given. Goff stays forward. Jury launching the ball in. Well, there was no way in which Richard Goff was going to get a clear jump at that. Two men clambering all over him while the ball was in the air.
It's what European defences are very, very good at, Jock, is that they don't allow players coming into the box free run at the ball. They just walk, run over your line, block you, do anything to stop you getting a free header.
There's Richard Goff. McStay finding time to release an accurate pass. McClare couldn't take that on the run. Penev's header finds Kostarinov. This is promising for the Bulgarians. Scotland looking exposed. The ball comes back. Penev for the finishing effort. But that combination looking so deadly for the Bulgarians.
Yeah, Scotland just went to sleep a little bit, and Kostandinov, as he comes back, it's Penev there. He's not very comfortable there. It's not a golden opportunity, but just a little jolt. If Scotland need one, that they are still a danger, Bulgaria. But that's the most important thing now for me, Jock, is that Scotland don't concede a goal. I think if we get one, we've got to be patient, we've got to keep going, hope that we get the breakthrough. But if we don't, then we mustn't give a goal away. As I said before, 0-0 or whatever, a tied score is not a disaster for Scotland tonight.
So here's Malpass. A bit of activity now coming from the Scottish bench. McInally goes across to turn it back to Andy Gorham. Well, there are discussions now going on. That's Craig Brown talking there to John Collins. John Robertson also stripping off for action. Here's Penev playing the angle ball for Kostarinov. Goff is with him. There's Sirakov with a shot that came off Penev. And Gorham was certainly scrambling. Sirakov clearly believes that was going to trouble the Scottish goalkeeper.
Well, I certainly think it was going to trouble Andy Gorham. I've never been so glad to see Penev get in the way. You see, he strikes it very, very well, Sirakov. But again, another warning.
So Scotland try again from the back. McPherson flying the long ball forward. Miss header there by Yankov. There's Gordon Strachan. This is McClare. McCoist waits in the middle. There's McCoist! Superb effort by McCoist. Came across the front of his marker with that effort. But Scots now have to be diligent at the back as the Bulgarians break. They send a lot of players forward to support this attack. There is Yankov. And Yordanov going back now, hustled by McInally. Here's Kiriakov. May well use the goalkeeper. Well, what a fine piece of play that was from Ali McCoist for Scotland.
Yes, it's not only is it a great run into the near post for the striker, but it was a fine delivery in from Brian McClare, and McCoist lost the defender for probably the first time and just got in at the near post to trouble him. You see it, the delivery is good, send it to the near post, you're asking your other striker to get in there. McCoist does that, and he's a bit unfortunate. It's a good save from Mikhailov.
Gordon Strachan getting back, McPherson heading it forward. Strachan again, battling hard. He's lasted the pace very well indeed, but now the Scots are in trouble with Barakov breaking. McInally making sure there's no rash challenge. Paul McStay allowing Jury to help in that defensive position. Over carrying the ball though. Bulgarians in possession again. Yordanov playing it behind the player on the run was Ivanov, who had gone all the way up from the back. So the Scots will make a couple of changes now. Gordon Strachan is being withdrawn, having done such magnificent work. The Scottish fans are not at all happy about that. They think that both Gordon Strachan and Gordon Jury have been big successes tonight. There can't be any doubt about that, but they're entitled to feel very tired indeed. It's Robertson joining the attack beside McCoist. Collins going wide on the left, and McClair dropping back to a wide right midfield position vacated by Gordon Strachan.
It is no surprise that it's the two wide men that have gone off, Jock, because that is a position where you do really have to work probably harder than any other position on the pitch, and it's no surprise that probably Andy Ross decided that that's the two to take off. It's certainly no reflection on the performance.
Troy's got a touch there. That should be a Bulgarian throw. So McClair wide right midfield, Robertson joining McCoist through the middle. Well, John Robertson, a goal a game man for Scotland. 2 games, 2 goals. And if he can make it 3 out of 3, he would certainly give a major lift to these Scottish supporters. Little John Robertson so deadly inside the penalty box. McClair with a cross, there's the chance! Scotland have scored! It's John Collins! Sheer joy on the face of Collins. It's his second goal for Scotland, but his first in competitive play.
And won't the management team take a huge share in this goal? McClair gets in another great ball, and that's what you want, the guy coming in from wide left to get on the end of it. And this is a super header from John Collins. Gets across the defender. Determination to make it his. Great jump, and what a finish. Great time to get a goal.
Well, inspired play there by John Collins, coming across his marker and bulleting the header into the net. It's a magnificent piece of play from Scotland, and when we were expecting the possibility of a goal from John Robertson, it's John Collins from the left side of midfield who breaks the deadlock now with 7 minutes remaining. Well, what a joyful looking scoreline that is now for the Scots as McStay makes a fine tackle. Here's Robertson. McCoist on the turn, that's deflected. Good play again from Ali McCoist. Well, the Scottish fans responding to this great bit of play from the Scots again. McCoist with that eye for goal, driving that with the left foot.
What a difference a goal makes. Suddenly the whole place is alive.
So here's John Collins, who's only scored once all season for Celtic, despite never missing a match. Comes on for this international and scores what may turn out to be a crucial goal. Robertson will take this, the Scots preferring in-swingers. Well, no challenge there for Mikhailov. Of course, the Scots not sending Richard Gough forward or Dave McPherson at this stage of the match. Scotland would be overjoyed with a 1-goal victory.
They're quite right to do that, Jock. I mean, gone are the days, I certainly hope they are, where we've got the goal, suddenly the tails are up and you start throwing people forward. It's far better prepared than that now, and it'll be a case of keeping hold of the ball. I've up to Scotland to break the game up, concede free kicks here and there and let the time eat away.
Well, the Bulgarians, you can be sure, will want to come forward now in numbers to try to save the game. McPherson lofting it forward, maybe more gaps in defence for Scotland to exploit. There's McCoist battling hard. Ivanov steps in, fine pass forward. Here's Barakov, space on the left for Kostadinov. Faced by McPherson, he's very quick, making for the byline. Great tackle there by Gough on Penniff inside the penalty box. Here's McClair, who delivered that magnificent cross for Collins' goal. Well, Scotland, despite being frustrated for long periods in the second half, maintained their shape, maintained the pattern of play, remained patient, and they've earned the reward. There's the attendance tonight, 33,119, and they're making lots of noise right now. Well, the Bulgarians are going to make a change also. There's some activity on their bench, and you can expect another striker, I'm sure. Alexandrov about to come on. Craig Brown with the instructions for the Scots to adjust to these possible changes by the Bulgarians. There's John Robertson battling hard.
I think he's just saying to Jim McInally, don't get tempted to go forward. You just sit there and protect the defence. You don't need to. You've done what you wanted to do. We needed the goal. We've got it. Let's not take any silly chances now. But you're right, it's been a performance of patience, Jock. Hasn't been a brilliant one, I don't suppose, attacking-wise, but they've been very patient of this Scotland side. Apart from early on, they've defended excellently, and really they've got the reward for being patient. A tremendous goal.
So Sirakov goes off, so too does Barakov. The replacements are number 14, Peter Alexandrov, and number 16, Lushizar Tanev. So there is Alexandrov, who plays in Germany, and Tanev plays for Sabadell in Spain. So the Scots have that decision. It's a free kick. They'll take a bit of time over this now. Referee Eric Fredriksson has kept a very tight grip on the match.
Number 14, Alexander.
Played short by McStay from McClure. Across it goes to the far post. No challenge there from the Scots. John Collins trying to make a tackle. There's a free kick though to Bulgaria. Paul McStay pushed from the rear there by Penev when he tried to delay the taking of that free kick. Here's Kryakov, forced to go inside by McClure. Here's Yankov. Good play by Yankov, taking the return pass from Yordanov. Scots all back defending, except Ali McCoist. Here's McPherson. McCoist calls for the ball ahead. Careless one though. Kryakov was in the way. Turned back there by Alexandrov. Here's Paul McStay, giving it short to Robertson. He tried to find McCoist first time. There's a foul on Paul McStay, taken out of the play by Tanev. Well, suddenly the whole pattern of the play has changed with the Bulgarians trying to come forward.
Yeah, I have to say though, Jock, I think the two lads in midfield, Jim McInally and Paul McStay, really have been magnificent tonight. They may not always have been on the ball and pressing people with their play, but they've worked really, really hard and have drafted as hard as anybody. And when they have had the ball, they use it very intelligently.
Well, that shot from Paul McStay well off target, but at this stage in the match he was absolutely right to have a shot at goal, especially one which went well beyond the goal to waste some precious seconds. Mikhail have to take this goal kick. We're in the final minute of the match, Scotland leading by that precious goal from John Collins.
Make no mistake, this is a magnificent result for Scotland. This is a very, very good Bulgarian side who have gone to Romania already this season and come away with a 3-0 victory. So that shows you what a good performance this is. And I'm sure that Andy Roxburgh and your brother will be delighted tonight.
No doubt about that if it stays the same, but there's still a chance on here. There's no offside. It's a chance for the equaliser for Bulgaria. There's a foul there, but the goal is going to be given. And the Bulgarians have equalised right at the death. Well, it's Kastarinov who's taking all the acclaim of the Bulgarian players, and the Scots caught cold there. It looked as though they thought there was to be an offside decision. It was Tanev who was clear. There would have been a penalty kick, but for the fact that the ball broke here for Kastarinov, and the open goal, the goal played in by Kastarinov. But was Tanev offside?
Well, when I see it early on, Jock, I could think of nothing but offside. I'm quite amazed that the linesman kept his flag down. And it really is a killer blow for Scotland after working so very, very hard to lose a goal right at the death. Well,
Hampden Park totally stunned, silenced by that dramatic equaliser, about to celebrate what would have been a magnificent victory. But now it looks as though they'll have to settle for a point, and certainly a point earned in the most controversial circumstances. The referee looked instantly at his linesman when that ball was played through to Tanev, but the flag stayed down and the chance was on. Well, the Scottish players looking totally dejected now. What a difference that has made to their whole approach. There's scarcely enough time for things to change now before the end. The referee has checked his watch as McLeish makes the challenge. And there's no more time. That dramatic equaliser from Kostadinov has given the Bulgarians a point which throws them a European Championship lifeline after the magnificent opening goal headed by John Collins in 83 minutes. That was the goal which looked as though it would take Scotland to victory until the dramatic intrusion at the end from the substitute Tanev as the ball was played through there. Now it may well have been Maurice Malpas who played Tanev on.
Yes, I think you're probably right, Jock. Seeing it again, it looks as if Maurice Malpas has got caught coming out a little bit too late. And Scotland have paid the full penalty. It can be a cruel game at times.
Well, there are the statistics which matter. The final score at Hampden Park, Scotland 1, Bulgaria 1. The equalising goal coming in the last minute of the match after it looked certain that Scotland were going to go through to victory. Well, it may not be disastrous for Scotland's hopes in the European Championships, Andy, but what a major blow that equalising goal was.
Yes, it was. I did say that if it did finish all square, it wouldn't be a disaster, Jock. But having got the goal so late on from John Collins, only 7 minutes from the end, it really was unbelievable that they should concede one practically with only a minute to go. And I can only think that Andy Roxburgh and his players will be, to use an old footballing phrase, sick as parrots at this particular moment.
Well, the Spirit of Scotland award, the equivalent of the Man of the Match award by the sponsors White and Mackay, goes to Paul McStay, who did such a sterling bit of work in the middle of the field for Scotland. But in the end, it wasn't enough to guarantee victory. Scotland having to settle for 1 point in this European Championship Group 2 match. So the final score, 0-1 at the corner of the 6-yard box for Scotland. A very dangerous ball played across there by Jury. McLeish showing very good quick feet in that tight situation. Player couldn't control it though. That's Penaf turning into McLeish, dragging the ball out for a Scotland throw. There's Penaf, who plays for Valencia in Spain. Space here on the right for Jordanov. Running into McClare, supported by Dotchev. The fullback normally likes to make those quick overlapping runs. Penef playing the ball inside. Balakov away from McInally and McStay. That's great play from the Bulgarians. Here's Balakov again. That's help on the outside from Yankov. The header there by Balakov. Well, it was a brilliant build-up by the Bulgarians. You cannot deny the quality of their play from midfield.
Well, there's certainly the qualities, and no doubt. And again, this is another chance. And really, he doesn't really head it the way he should.
Here's Paul McStay driving forward. Malpas again available on the left. He was closed down quickly by Dotchev. Well, Scotland now trying to pick up the pace, looking for a breakthrough. Richard Gough is in the penalty box, jostling and battling. In came McStay. Scotland a little bit exposed now at the back, but only Kostadinov is forward for Bulgaria. Stopped by Alec McLeish, and Jury taking no chances with that long pass back. He certainly has been involved in the play a great deal so far, Gordon Jury.
Well, he's been more involved certainly since he moved to this left side, and it's benefited Scotland slightly. They look to have more shape about them now, Jock, and they're starting to gain in a little bit more confidence themselves.
Strachan doing some roving. Appear to be fouled from the rear there. The free kick's been given. Ivanov looking disbelievingly towards the referee.
Well, he's using his experience, Gordon Strachan here. It's not a free kick, no doubt about it. But what you've got to do as well is make the most of those situations. If people are coming in behind you, is to take the free kick, try and cause them some problems. Because it may take, it certainly looks that way, it may take a free kick to break through this defence.
Well, the free kick will require to be retaken. The referee suggesting the ball was in motion, but in reality the wall was about 3 yards away.
It was never that far away, Jock.
Played in again by Strachan towards the near post area. No Scottish runner though going for the ball. Ivanov had a clear header. Here's Jury again. Well, there's no surprise about this long throw now. Won by Penef. Here's Jordanov, tackled well by McPherson. Here's Jury. Sending in the early cross. And Mikhailov impeded by his own player. It was a misunderstanding involving Ali McCoist at the edge of the box there. McPherson. McCoist layoff. Strachan with a return ball towards Jury. A handball was used. There was a hand used. And he's given this free kick outside the box. Well, I'll be very surprised if it doesn't prove to be inside.
Well, I think you might be right, Jock. He's been annoyed a few Scottish supporters so far, but as the ball comes in, you can see, yes, it is outside the box. The referee's right there.
Yes, confirmed to be a good decision by Eric Fredriksson. It looks as though the yellow card is coming out for Balakov for preventing the free kick being taken. That's a great opportunity for Scotland, and they've been doing so much work in training on these positions. We'll look for Gordon Jury or Brian McClair with this.
This is where it's important that they do hit the target and make the goalkeeper save it.
Well, Jury, I think, looking for some swerve on that ball. Certainly got it wide of the wall, but there was no bend in the shot.
Well, he'll be disappointed, Gordon Jury, with that. As I said, the one thing you want to do from 18, 19 yards is to get it on target and make him save it.
Header by Ilya. Well, with the Scots reverting to a four-man defence, it's allowed Gordon Strachan, it would appear, Andy, to play much further forward and not be too concerned about any defensive duties.
Well, he was certainly worried about Balakov early on, little Gordon Strachan. But not only that, the two players you mentioned that weren't getting involved, Paul McStay and Gordon Strachan, constructively. Well, really, Paul McStay's taken the game by the scruff of the neck and has really got himself involved.
Ball reaching Brian McClair. Well, that was a fleeting chance for McClair. He'll be clearly disappointed with that.
Yes, he will be. It's the importance of a good first touch. I would normally have expected him to touch and shoot. But what he's done, he's let it get away from him. He'll be disappointed with that. But again, the Bulgarians have gone down, playing for a little bit of time. Sirakov this time, going down as if he's been felled with a sledgehammer. Quite incredible.
Well, trying to persuade the referee he really is in pain. Another Bulgarian who plays his football in Spain. He's being invited to leave the field if he's not fit to continue. No attention being allowed on the field. Well, he's been an outstanding player for Bulgaria for some time. And he's been yellow carded by the referee. Reacts to that with a contemptuous looking smile. So the corner kick will now be taken by Strachan. Bulgarians with 10 men for the moment. McPherson balked in his run there by Penev. McPherson makes the tackle. He's held off there by Penev, but the referee saw nothing wrong with the Bulgarians' activities there. There's Strachan. Superb play again. Swept deep there by McCoist for Malpass. This is Alec McLeish. The Scots looking much more comfortable in their 4-4-2 formation. Jury being challenged by Dotchev. The pass came from McClair. The interception, good one from Yordanov, who's been very heavily involved in that midfield battle for Bulgaria. Jury looking at Dotchev. Well-timed challenge by the fullback. He hasn't had too many chances to come forward, Dotchev. Back facing this throw from Jury. Came all the way through. The header is blocked there by Mikhailov. Still no joy for the Scots. It was Brian McClair who was denied in the end.
Well, they've persisted with a long throw and they're very nearly benefited. It's a good header for Brian McClair, but that's sheer instinct from Mikhailov, and he gets the rub of the green when it bounces off the top of the bar.
Still the pressure on the Bulgarian defence. Strachan's corner. Stay managing to force the ball forward, but the Scots had to come out of the penalty box with the Bulgarian defenders to avoid being offside. This is Dotchev.
That would have been a wonderful time to have got a goal, wouldn't it, Jock, for Scotland? A minute to go to half-time. And to be fair, they've been playing well enough to suggest that they can break this defence down.
The chance again. Here's McCoist looking up. Tried to find McClair inside the 6-yard box, but that needed some height, I think, the pass.
Well, it was a bit like threading an eagle, Jock. He needed to be very precise. Wasn't much room for him to find Brian McClair at all.
Strachan playing it back towards McStay, who appeared to take his eye off that. Now a chance for the Bulgarians on the break. Here's Kostadinov with his tremendous pace, met superbly by Malpass. Such a competent, organised and disciplined defender. Here's Benev. There will be some time to add on, perhaps, at the end of this first half, in view of the stoppages, inspired by the Bulgarians staying down frequently whenever they take a knock. Here's Jury. He's given a lot of space to come forward now. Going to take on Dotchev, perhaps. Coming inside him. Angling in the cross, and the snap header came from McCoist. Not a bad one at all. It certainly has been a good first half for McCoist.
Yes, and they're getting more and more joy with Gordon Jury down the left side. He's been involved in almost everything, and he's looked very, very promising.
The Scots getting closer and closer to opening the scoring, but they'll have no further opportunity in a first half which opened with the Bulgarians in very impressive form. Jordanov missing the best chance of the first half early on, and then Brian McClair heading against the crossbar just before half-time for Scotland, with the Scots much more in evidence as the first half wore on. It's been intriguing fair at Hampden, and at half-time it's Scotland 0, Bulgaria 0. So referee Eric Fredriksson checks with his linesman and allows the Bulgarians to get the second half underway, and the Scots appear to be persisting with the formation which served them much better in the late stages of the first half, with a 4-4-2 formation at that stage. So it will be interesting to see what other adjustments may be considered by the Scots, because it was very much a tactical battle for the opening 20 minutes or so, and it was one which the Bulgarians appeared to be winning until the changes came from the Scottish management. And here's Richard Gough with the first free kick of the second half, looking there for Jury. Headed away firmly though in that defensive position by Ivanov. Malpass judged that well, allowing the ball to go for the Scottish throw. The aerial view of Hampden Park, with a healthy crowd inside tonight after all the controversy about the National Stadium, and a lot of supporters expressing their displeasure about coming to the old stadium. But it's signs of the olden days, and they have to face this attack from the Bulgarians, with Kostadinov now switched across to the left, testing McPherson. And a little bit of help coming in there from Gordon Strachan. It will be a corner kick though, I think, for the Bulgarians. Now make this the first corner kick of the match for Bulgaria. Kostadinov's pace causing the problem on the flank. The Bulgarians have now decided who should take this corner kick. A little bit of a debate before Barakov was nominated. Kiriev is a major threat inside the box for Bulgaria. Gorham going to make a clean catch. He hasn't had a great deal to do this evening, Andy Gorham, but that's the kind of catch which inspires confidence in his defensive teammates.
It's the kind of catch as a team defending a corner you want your goalkeeper to do. You want him to come out into that 6-yard box. You want him to take it. You want him to take it clean and set you on the attack. That's exactly what he did.
14th international for Andy Gorham. So long in the shadow of Jim Leighton. Now the undisputed number one. Here's a chance for Scotland coming forward again. Malpass playing it in. Won by Ivanov at the expense of a corner kick. Well, he's been very good in the air, Ivanov, the Bulgarian central defender. There's a view from right behind the goal, the Bulgarian goal. Strachan's corner kick, helped on by McPherson, didn't get quite enough on that. It's out to McInally. In goes Goff, marked by Sirakov. With a long clearance retrieved here by Morris Malpass. The marking again by the Bulgarians in midfield, very tight indeed. Scots not able to use home stay too often from the back, such has been the marking. Pass eludes Brian McClare.